Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I just finished my last video and now I'm going to do this one. So this one is going to be 4 creepy true horror stories never heard before, featuring what's his face? Okay, so featuring unit hashtag 522 and Mr. Scarecrow. I've never heard of unit 522 or Mr. Scarecrow, so I guess it'll be a new one. It's 15 minutes long and there's 4 stories. It is by Nightmare Files, but featuring 2, so I'm assuming that 2 voices are going to be different that I've never heard before, so yeah, it's about 15 minutes. Let's hope this is a good video. I gotta charge my camera and phone right after this because they're both actually kind of low, so anyway, let's see how this is. Let's hope it's good, and let's get into it now. Disturbing true horror stories.
A few years ago when I was in college, I would take odd jobs to pay my half of the rent. One day in particular, I was babysitting a set of twin boys that were 3 years old.
Okay.
The mother told me she hired me because she would only hire men due to her crazy ex-husband.
Okay.
I was confused when she told me that, so I asked why. She showed me a picture of him and said not to answer the door for him, don't let him in, and to not let him see the kids.
Okay.
I just said okay.
Yeah, I remember
I
what
thought
you
she was
said.
being dramatic, but I went along with it. After she left, the kids seemed harmless, so I told my girlfriend to come over. After that, there was a knock at the door. I figured it was her, so I opened the door. It was the ex-husband. This guy looked a lot scarier in real life than he did in the pictures. He towered over me with tattoos everywhere, including his neck, a bald head, and gold teeth. He asked to see his kids. I didn't know what to do, so I just told him, hold on, and I closed the door. I really didn't know what to do, so I called the woman and she didn't answer. So I texted her. Still nothing. Eventually he started knocking on the door some more. But I would talk through the door, letting him know that I can't let him in, nor could I let the children out to see him due to the mother's request.
Okay.
He didn't like that too much. I stopped talking, then the knocking stopped. And the man said, okay.
That's
But it
it?
was an okay that sounded like he was going to get me back for not letting him in. I look outside and I see that he pulled off. I didn't call the police because he left. So my girlfriend texted me and it said she'll be there in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Then a few minutes go by and she isn't there yet. Then I see one of the twins looking out the window and he says, there's Daddy. I look out the window and I saw the most disturbing thing you could think of. The man was on top of my girlfriend, stabbing her repeatedly in the side of her head with a screwdriver.
Oh my god.
Her body was shaking, but she wasn't making any noise. And there was blood everywhere, all over her head, face, ground, and that man. I wanted to burst out of that door to help her, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I called the police.
There you go.
The man just stood there, staring at the house. He never tried to escape, just waited for the police as if he were crazy. The twins' mother and the cop showed up at the same time, and she was hysterical, going between Spanish and English while crying. I felt numb, guilty, and ashamed that I called my girlfriend over, and she was killed. And I was a coward that stayed in the house. Till this day, I still feel the guilt.
Yeah, I mean, like, you invite your girlfriend over when you're babysitting when you were warned that someone might come, and then your girlfriend's dead. Like, that'd be fucking terrible. No.
4 years
I feel so bad.
when I was a senior in high school, my parents had to go on a business trip over the weekend. They told me I could have some friends over, but no parties.
I can't hear anything.
They left Friday night. It was Saturday morning when I called 5 of my friends and said my parents had gone for the weekend. We all agreed to hang out that night at my place. We invited our girlfriends too, so there were 12 of us altogether. I got plenty of snacks and drinks and even ordered pizza and wings.
Pizza?
I was hanging out with my girlfriend in front of the pool, watching my friends swim. Not everyone was swimming. Some were relaxing or just making out. I had to use the bathroom, so I started to walk to the door of my house.
Okay.
As I was walking, I heard leaves getting quietly crushed in the bushes. I really didn't pay much attention to it though. When I finished up in the bathroom, I looked at the time. It was about 12:30. I was getting tired, so when I went back outside, I told everybody that it was pretty late, and I didn't want neighbors complaining about anything.
And then you're tired
It was
of
about 1 in the morning when everyone left. I was brushing my teeth, and I looked out the window. I saw something in my pool. It looked like a human silhouette. I didn't think much of it. I thought I was just seeing things because of the lack of sleep.
You're not
I
seeing
fell
things.
asleep and woke up at about 9:30.
You fell asleep?
I went to the bathroom and took a quick glance out the window and back, but something caught my eye, so I looked outside.
Wait, he said 9:30,
I
right?
saw a man standing in my pool, facing away from my house. He was tall and bald. He looked nothing like any of my friends. I was so confused, so I went outside without even using the bathroom. I walked over to the pool, yelling at that person, trying to confront him, but he didn't even move.
I would call the
walked
police because I'll be
closer,
scared.
And then I got goosebumps all over my body. A scary thought went through my mind. I walked closer again so I could see his face. Once I stood in front and looked at him, I screamed so loud the whole town probably heard me. In my pool was a human taxidermy with no eyes.
Oh my god.
I screamed, running back to my house, and
Jesus.
for some reason, I turned around while I was running. I saw someone in a black hoodie with the hood up and his head tilted a bit down. I locked all the doors and called the cops. When I was on the phone, I decided to make sure all my windows were locked.
Yeah.
I got to a window and came face to face with the hooded man. He was so creepy looking. He had a dirty face with a messy beard.
Of course
But
he did.
what really stood out was his smile. It was so big and
Why are all the creepy guys always like
psychotic. He was missing teeth, and the ones he had were yellow, and some were chipped. I ran away and locked myself in the bathroom. The cops came in about 5 minutes and searched my yard and house. Nothing was found,
What?
and there was nothing left behind. The man and the taxidermy were gone. I told the cops everything and what the man looked like. The cops said that when they found him, they would let me know. But here I am,
if they find him?
4 years later, without a notice.
There you go.
I
If they
still
find him.
live in the same house with my parents to this day.
Oh my
And I
God.
fear that that man is probably still out there. But what really kills me is that he could show up at my house again at any time.
That's creepy. Like, I would not. I mean, it's like you don't want to move because, like, moving just because of one thing, you know what I mean? But if it's, like, really creepy, it's like you don't know what to do.
I'm 30 years old, and this story took place when I was 13.
Okay.
My mother was a single mom, and she had to work 2 jobs. She worked at a grocery store in the morning and a bar at night. So I was home alone a lot, but it was okay because I was used to it.
Okay.
I could cook myself some dinner and walk back and forth to school. I was a pretty responsible kid for my age.
Okay.
One night, I was watching TV while eating ice cream, and someone knocked at the front door.
What time was
I
it?
was wondering who it could be as my friends never came out this late and my mom would always use her key to get in. I opened the door, and it was a man standing there with his hands in his pockets.
Well, check who it is
I
first.
said, "Hello?" He replied, "Hello, young lady. Are your parents home?" Stupidly, I said, "No, my mom isn't home." home right now. You have to come back tomorrow.
Perfect.
He then said with a surprised smile on his face, "Oh, you're all alone, huh?"
Here we
I
go.
said, yeah, I am. He replied with, "Okay, young lady. Have a nice night. Don't get into any trouble." He then walked away and I closed the door.
It's kind of surprising.
He seemed friendly, but also weird at the same time. He was a little funny looking though. He was balding and had 70s styles glasses on, with a mustache and bags under his eyes like he never slept.
That's me right now. I'm
About
tired.
10 minutes passed, and there was another knock at the door.
Don't open this time. Don't.
I got up to answer it, but before I opened the door, something told me to put the chain on.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but my gut told me to do that. It was strange because we really didn't use the chain.
I
But
was
I'm
just
glad I did, because as soon as I opened the door, it was pushed open, but abruptly stopped by the chain. Before I could even say or do anything, I looked through the crack of the door to see the same man again.
Told ya.
And he said in a startled voice, oh, hey there. I just wanted to make sure you were okay."
What?
As he stuttered.
Of course I'm okay.
It
I'm
was
not
like
now
he
because
knew
you're
he
here.
failed getting inside the house
Like,
and tried to play off any suspicion by speaking quickly and making it seem like he didn't just obviously try coming into the house.
you it's obvious.
I said, "I'm fine, thanks."
Yeah, I'm
And I
fine.
shut the door.
Get out. Like,
At that time, I didn't really understand the situation or the dangers of what just happened. But still, I was a bit freaked out
yeah, you should
and
be.
wanted my mom to come home soon. An hour went by, and I was still thinking about what happened, so I started to watch a movie, trying to keep my mind occupied,
Okay.
when I heard,
Hey, let me in quick.
What?
Gotta tell you something.
I gotta tell you something?
this was the scariest situation I've ever been in my life. It was the man once again. He was talking through the letterbox. I shouted, "Leave me alone."
Yeah, Jim,
The
right.
letterbox closed. Then the man started banging on the front door, screaming, "Let me in, you little shit,"
No,
while
bitch.
slamming the front door handle up and down, trying to get in.
Call the cops now.
I just stood back crying, praying he doesn't get in.
Call the cops.
He eventually gave up and left. My mom came home about 30 minutes later, just to find me crying, and I told her everything that happened. We told the police, but they never found this guy. I look back, and I think how grateful I am that I had the feeling to put the chain on the door. I hate to think what that man would have done if he had managed to get in.
Well, to be fair, you're not supposed to open the door to strangers. That's number one. You have to look who's at the door before you open it. And if it's someone creepy, don't open it. If they don't leave and they start trying again, call the cops. That's it. Done.
I'm a female, and this story happened about 2 weeks ago.
It's
I
kind
was
of
at a
stuff
bus
around.
stop after spending the day at my friend's house, waiting to go home.
Okay.
I sat scrolling through Instagram on my phone as I waited. I would look up every now and then to check to see if my bus was coming, or to see if anyone else was around.
That's me. I'm just
I
like,
noticed a man across the street looking in my direction. I didn't think much of it in that moment, and
Yeah, it's
carried
kinda
on
like
looking
whatever.
at my phone. After about 2 minutes, I look up again to see the man is still standing there staring at me.
no.
I was thinking this was weird.
Yeah, just a
I
little bit.
tried not to pay attention to him, and was hoping my bus would turn up soon. After 3 minutes of nervously looking through my phone, trying to ignore the strange man, I glanced up a third time to see that he wasn't there anymore. I let out a small sigh of relief.
But then where is he?
5 minutes go by, then someone tapped me on my shoulder, and I turned around to see that it was the creepy man that had been watching me from earlier. He said,
Got a light.
with a bent cigarette in his mouth,
Got a light?
also grinning with his yellow teeth.
No, I don't have a light, bitch.
I
Go away.
replied nervously, no, I don't smoke.
I bet you don't.
He let out a quiet chuckle. I didn't know what to
Okay.
think of that, but he
Bye.
was making me very uncomfortable.
Like, what?
He stood by me at the bus stop and proceeded to light his cigarette with a match as he walked about 15 feet from me. I wonder why he would ask me for a light if he had matches. Maybe it was just some excuse to talk to me. About a minute passed until he spoke again, while smoking, he said.
Been a long time since I've had some tail.
He took another puff of his cigarette and continued.
Yeah, you'll do just fine.
He threw his cigarette to the ground and then turned towards me really fast.
Oh my god.
My heart was beating out of my chest, and I was breathing heavily, going into fight or flight mode. That's when I saw the lights of my bus pull around the corner. The man saw the lights and ran off.
Okay.
I waved the bus down in a panic. I was so scared of what could have happened to me. Thank God the bus showed up when it did.
That's definitely creepy as hell. Is it done? Is it still going on? A jump scare? Hopefully not. Nope, I'm not. Okay. Okay, just the outro. Anyway, guys, well, I mean, there are some, like fuck-ups in the story, obviously, just like there always is in horror stories. I mean, I'm always waiting for the bus. I mean, it's usually not like, it's usually daytime. And I actually kind of have a story. When me and Lexus were waiting outside of, I don't know where it was. I think it was outside the movies, right? So, like, we're just, like, waiting there, right? And then I think it was, like, some, like, homeless people or something across the street, so kind of similar to this, that were looking at her. So she kind of hid behind, like, a little thingy that was, because, like, we were near a center, like, kind of like a hockey thing, or, you know, like a hockey arena. So it was like a long pole thing, so she kind of like hid behind it, and I was like, what are you doing? And then when we got in the car, like when her dad or mom finally came, then she was like, yeah, I was hiding because like those guys were staring at me. So like nothing became of it or anything, thank goodness. It was like 6 to 6:30, maybe 7. And that was still like evening, and it was like a few weeks ago, so it's not dark out yet or anything. It was just maybe starting to get a bit dark. So definitely weird, but definitely like make sure you watch for your surroundings. And it's really weird because, like, yeah, you'll do. It's like, what do you mean I'll do? Bitch, I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna go on my bus and I'm gonna get the hell out. Oh, here's what I'm gonna do. So it's really like coincidental that the bus came, but I mean, if that's true, then damn, you're freaking lucky. Because, I mean, a fight or flight, you obviously should fight, because I don't think you should fight. But if you know how to fight, then go for it. But you don't know how to have a weapon, what they have on them, so don't do that. But really creepy. I'm really glad that they were okay. I'm really sad for the girlfriend that died, because that's really upsetting. Again, for that 13-year-old girl answering the door, don't answer the door. Don't do it. I mean, she's 13, but like even at 13, you should know not to answer the door to strangers, especially if it's late out, because it's, you know, like, and if anything, if you want to check, okay, check, but don't open the door. Like for me, I have like a, I don't want to say what I have, but like it's like a see-through door, but like obviously curtains. Don't worry, there's curtains. And then you can probably see who it is, like, from also the window. Like, it's not, I would have loved to have, like, a peephole or something, because that's better, maybe a bit safer. But we don't, so. Anyway,